and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lawrencia and this is Bantz with Lawrencia. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing great. For today's episode, I just want to still talk about, the issue of Bimbo and IVD. I know I called him VID in the other video, but let's just keep that one aside. So the issue of IVD and Bimbo, this has been going on. Like, a lot of revelations have come out of this whole conversations. Like, I don't even know where to start from. The issue of juju for money, like money rituals, Bimbo performing different money rituals, going to the market barefooted, IVD, listen, let's just start from beginning, because I always like to start from the beginning for people to understand, the context of the whole story. Now, according to the story, Bimbo met IVD when she was about 15 years old. They started dating. There was an initial pregnancy which was no more, and then she got pregnant again, and the family allowed both of them to cohabit, allegedly. At that point, the Bimbos family was the one supporting the young couple. So IVD actually met a friend of his who traveled to South Africa and was doing big things in South Africa, allegedly. So he was invited. At this point, and Bimbo already had 3 kids. She was pregnant for the 4th one, but she allegedly had a miscarriage. Because according to the whole report, it was due to ongoing domestic issues that caused that miscarriage. So he was invited to South Africa, but at that point, Bimbo couldn't go with him because of the issues that was going on. So he traveled, and after 2 months or 3 months, she and the kids joined him. Now, this person that invited IVD to South Africa, he is into all this, Yahoo and other substances. He was buying, distributing, whatever. He was into everything, basically. So according to the story, they had like a sharing formula where the mastermind of the whole thing, he takes about 60% or 70%, I'm not really sure, but he takes the lion's share of the money, and then the boys, they share the rest of the whatever was left from his lion's share. So, but the boys were not happy about it. According to the story, IVD was instrumental in getting the boys together to say, this is not working for us. Like, we're the ones doing the job, but he is the one taking the lion's share. Ladies and gentlemen, allegedly they connived and they planned and ended that one's life, and IVD took over the business. So they started running things, they started doing business, and they hit it big. Now, when they actually hit that business big, Ikechukwu decided, Ikechukwu and Bimbo decided, we have to keep this money for ourselves. Like, what are we doing? We cannot share this money. Like, initially, the other guy was even sharing with them, but keeping the lion's share. Ikechukwu was like, and Bimbo, because Bimbo was part of the whole thing, was like, you know what, we cannot share this thing with these other people, let's just take everything. That was how Bimbo and Ikechukwu left South Africa with all that money, came back to Nigeria and started that automobile business. Now, in my last video, when I talked about the Blue Collar Bandit, I was talking about the wife was aware. People came after me, like, people were bashing me, like, how can you say the wife is aware? The wife is not aware. Now, Bimbo knew what her husband was doing. Like, any wife that is saying that, oh my God, I don't know what my husband is doing, that person is lying. That person is lying. They are always aware of what their husbands are doing. They know. They moved back to Nigeria, used that money to start up that automobile business, which is IVD, Auto, Motors, whatever it is. Now, the people from South Africa, the friends who they duped from South Africa, came back to Nigeria. There was a video where they were angry with IVD and the wife, saying, oh my God, let us share this money. And Bimbo was seen in that video telling them that, oh, you think I am the wife of the one that was killed? That you think I'm the wife of that one? Like, no, that you guys cannot do anything. She was literally threatening Them, Bimbo herself, not even IK at this point. So I think she was even the one that masterminded that heist, to be honest with you. But you know, we cannot talk ill of the dead. So, but this is just, I am not even trying to bash Bimbo. I am just trying to say, let us take the lessons out of these things. She is no more, but we can talk about these things to help the next person in her shoes. They started this whole thing, they started automobile business, but because you know, when you don't plan for a huge amount of cash and you just run into cash, the first thing you want to do is to buy a house in Banana Island, buy this, buy that. Before you know, that money is gone. So when that money finished, you know, they started the business, but their lifestyle was not matching the income that was coming in. That was how that money, they ran, you know, through that money quickly. Bimbo decided to help her husband to, you know, get more money. She decided, according to the story, they went to Baba. Baba told them, according to Bimbo, this is actually coming from Bimbo, that Baba told them that she was the one that had like the glory, you know, she was the one that has the, like, he doesn't have richness in him, so she was the one that has all that, according to her, the glory, basically. So they did not use IK for that money rituals. They actually used Bimbo because allegedly she was the one that has the glory. So Bimbo started performing rituals for IVD every 6 months. They were performing rituals basically, and she was the one performing it. So she would go to markets barefooted, do the day rituals, and then in the night she will actually do they call it, I don't know, she actually said is it a tutu? I don't know what she actually called it. Anyway, so when money was now rolling in, basically, like, IVD has always been philandering, but now Bimbo felt that she is the one basically bankrolling this money. You know, she's the one going to market to do the sacrifice. She was the one performing the rituals at night. IVD is just there enjoying the money, impregnating girls, you know, women up and down, like he has kids outside, not just cheating on her, but actually having children outside. She was not happy with this whole situation. I mean, we could read from her text where she said, if you said the first one was a mistake, the second one, mistake, what about the third one? Like, what are you doing? So according to the story, she stopped performing those rituals. Now, maybe they were told that if they stopped, something was going to happen to them. Bimbo started running, you know, meant she was seeing things allegedly. But even before then, when, you know, in South Africa, they were into all these they were basically distributing substances, and they started using at that point. Bimbo and IK were heavy substance abusers. Even the brother said they took Bimbo to a rehabilitation center several times, and that did not work. IK, on the other hand, was, in fact, his leg, there was a video, I'm not even going to show that video, his legs were, you know, sores, like it was like massive sore on his leg from where he was injecting himself. He was injecting himself in the hand. Bimbo was seen in one video screaming at him like, why are you using all these things? And she, on the other hand, she's also not clean, because I think the problem is, when the family takes her to rehabilitation center and she comes back and her husband is doing all these things, she is bound to go back into the whole substance abuse. So it was not just juju, not just domestic abuse, it was also substance abuse. We could see videos where Bimbo chased IVD out of the house, IVD chased Bimbo out. Like, they were just toxic together. These two people had no business being together, not to talk of having children together and cohabiting together. They were toxic for each other. Like, they bring out the worst in each other. So that was how they were living their life until the end. So now when Bimbo is no more, IVD, on the other hand, tried defending himself. He was releasing videos of Bimbo always trying to raise down the house. Like, that was not the first time she tried it. I mean, not like nobody is disputing the fact that this woman poured kerosene or petrol on herself and lit herself up. According to some of the stories, they said she was not actually trying to end her life. She wanted to kind of burn down the house, and something went wrong, and nobody knows what she was like, her intent at that point. But IVD was busy releasing videos when his wife died. I mean, he didn't even come out to say, oh my God, I've lost somebody, or I feel sorry, or I feel bad. He was releasing videos to defend himself. And at that point, people were looking at him like, excuse me, I mean, even if this person is your enemy, this person at the end of the day is the mother of your children, or was the mother of your children. You should have some respect. But he was not doing those things. He was busy trying to defend himself, which also is understandable. I mean, she took that action that led to her demise, but there should be that empathy that at the end of the day, even if your people are going to say, okay, you did this, you pushed her to do this, whatever the situation is going to be, that should be left with the court, or because at the end of the day, we're going to still sit down and talk about it. But people were not happy with the fact that what he was doing, he was trying to justify his actions, or whatever that toxic relationship was. And people were confused. Everybody was asking about the father, because always it was the mother in the video that was attacking IVD, that was always, going to the house. Like, this relationship is toxic. Like, hey, the mother is always going to the house to fight IVD for one issue or the other, which they were all posted on social media. So people are now asking, where is the father in this whole thing? When this whole question was going on, like, where are the families? How could they have allowed her be in that situation? Then the younger brother came on Daddy Freeze show to say that the family, they did everything to get her out of that situation, but she wanted to remain with IVD. He said that she is also toxic on her own. He was the one that actually gave more details about the fact that she was taken to rehab several times, that he tried, like the family tried talking her out of it, and it did not work. Now, Blessing CEO came out and said she's going to carry this matter on her head. She's going to be the relationship therapist of IVD. She's going to do this. I think she was just trying to chase clouds, to be honest, because yes, everybody's talking about these things, but nobody is actually saying, everybody's blaming both parties. If you actually listen to conversations online, everybody is apportioning blame to both IVD and Bimbo. Or Bimbo, you should have left. IVD, you should have, like, so just leave. You guys are not compatible. Like, there was even a video when if Bimbo leaves the house, IVD will make videos, beg her to come back. Like, Bimbo was obsessed with IVD. IVD could not leave Bimbo because allegedly the Baba told them that they cannot leave each other, because if, according to Bimbo, she is the glory, and if she stopped performing those sacrifices, there's going to be a problem. As a matter of fact, there was a time that allegedly Bimbo stopped performing the sacrifice. IVD shop was burnt. He was called by the EFCC. There was different problems. In fact, he sold a car to Messi of Big Brother. Messieke, yes. He sold the car to Messieke, and that car was having problem. Bimbo was even the one begging. She now had to go and redo the sacrifice, and money was coming in. So these two people, regardless of their challenges, regardless of their issue, they needed each other because of the things that they've done together, for them to have money. Even if they know that they could do these things for themselves, because somebody or a Baba has told them that they cannot get money without each other, I think it became difficult for them to kind of separate from that toxic situation. Blessing CEO, on the other hand, was just putting all the whole blames on IVD. Then Lover came out and said, you know what, let us just break all this table. Like, let just pieces this table, since people are defending IVD. And Lover made it very clear that the two of them are toxic. The two of them are abusers. The two of them are substance abusers. Like, The two of them are domestic. They beat each other up. Basically, let's just put it that way. So just Lover was like saying that these two people are not right for each other. These two people are bad for each other. Bimbo was carrying sacrifice for this guy. So it's not like she is innocent, but putting all the blame on her because, she's no more, that doesn't make any sense. Just Lover broke the whole table. And then before you could say Piam, Blessing CEO's account was disabled. So people started talking about these things like, when is it enough? Because a lot of people were saying that, young love, people find love when they are teenagers, and that puppy love, even people made reference to Two-Face Idibia and Annie Idibia. As a teenager, learn independence as a teenager, or teach your children to be independent as teenager, emotionally independent, financially independent, psychologically independent. Like, if your children as teenagers are independent, it's going to save them a whole lot of stress, because if they are emotionally independent, they will not be dependent on a Mongo Park who thinks that, he is everything for her. Like, she's not going to be obsessed with somebody that does not care about her emotions, her mental well-being. That person, like, if you see these two people are codependent on each other. Because Bimbo was obsessed with IK could get away with anything. They wanted the high life. They wanted the whole big boy things. Bimbo was not educated. IK was not educated. But they wanted to live like kings and queens. And they were willing to do anything to achieve that. Teach your children to work. Teach your children that there's dignity in labor. Even if they don't go to school. If they can do, because all these things started when, I'm talking about children right now, because this started when they were teenagers. I am not even trying to blame the parents. We are just trying to learn lessons from what happened, because according to the story, the parents tried their best to ensure that Bimbo went to school. In fact, according to the story, she took her school fees and gave to IK. I understand that there are some people that are not helpable. You cannot help some people. And if anybody is not willing to help themselves, you will just be banging your head in the wall. The only reason why I even come back to do the second video is to talk about how people can be independent, emotionally independent, financially independent, mentally independent, psychologically independent of anybody. Be your own whole self before you think about getting into any relationship. I don't know. Honestly, I've tried to kind of sit down and think about what went wrong. What do you think went wrong when they were dating? Did you see like a situation whereby two young people just decided to make money at all costs? Because if you look at the pictures when they were dating, when they were young, when they were teenagers, you could see that Bimbo was, she came from a better background than IK, allegedly, because IK's family, nobody has said a word. Nobody has said Pim, so we don't even know. I trust my Igbo people. I trust my Igbo people. So nobody has come out to say Pim about IK from the family side of things, because maybe, I don't know, because Igbo culture, if they don't come to marry you, anything that you're doing, that's your business. They don't care about it because they were not informed. So what do you think happened? Do you think it could have been avoidable? Like, we're talking about during that formative years, what did you think happened? Did you think that it was kind of nature versus nurture, or just bad attitude or bad character, or just trying to live way beyond their means when they didn't have any education, they didn't have any skills, they just thought we can steal our way to the top? At the end of the day, when I say wives are aware of everything that their husbands do, people will be like, it's a lie. She is not aware. They are aware, 100% aware. They choose not to say anything. So IVD's wife was the one even carrying the sacrifices. So anybody that is coming to, I'm still getting comment from the Blue Club Bandit. She may not be aware that this guy is an armed robber, but 100% she's aware that this guy is making money, illegitimate money, and bringing it to her, and she was busy spending it. She is aware. She is aware. At the end of the day, you know, what do we gain from all these things? What do we gain from this? So please leave me a comment in the comment section. What did you think actually happened? Do you think that these two people were just toxic for each other? Or do you think that Bimbo was obsessed with, you know, IK? Or do you think that IK was just being very manipulative, knowing that he can get Bimbo to do anything and she was going to agree to do those things for her just because she is obsessed about him? I don't know the situation, but we're not even here to judge anybody. I just want us to sit down and ask ourselves, what do you think could have been done? Or if you see, because there are so many people that are still in this situation, what would be your advice to these people? So leave me a comment in the comment section and let me know what you think. And thank you very much for watching today's episode. Bye bye.